I'm making a game inspired by Star Wars, Halo, and Deep Rock Galactic. In this devlog, we're going to talk about how I added wrist rockets to my game.
Watch those wrist rockets!
However, before we get to that, I want to show off some of the progress I've made so far. I decided it was about time to add more assets to fill in the game world. As small as these are, they contribute to the whole. We've got safety cones, small flares, bolts, signs, knobs, dials, and buttons, and for the bigger portion, we now have a cockpit. Another important aspect to any game is having a proper settings menu. I finally added a fully working settings menu with most of the options you need to fine-tune your experience. There's still more to add, but right now we have all the main areas covered. Graphics, audio, controls, and key mappings, I'd say that's good enough for when we start playtesting. Moving on to more important features, we now have a fully functional game loop. Although there isn't much to do, we can now select the contract, enter the boarding pod, launch off to the mission, play through the mission, return to the boarding pod, and then zoom back off to the hub ship. I've also added a temporary cutscene at the end of the mission that will display rewards and stats. It currently just shows how many credits you collected, but hey, it's a start. A lot of the time this month was spent fine-tuning and fixing bugs. I'm finally fairly satisfied with the assault rifle. It has new sounds, a finalized model, and a new recoil shape. It feels punchy and fun to use. I've also added in customizable colors for the weapons. Players will be able to change their laser colors and more. I've also fixed things like making sprint feel smoother and fixing the melee mechanic. It's still a bit rough, but now you can punch your enemies and send them flying on the knockout blow. Now, if you remember the micro missiles, I really had a lot of fun using those things. However, I felt they didn't really fit any of the weapons I was making. So that's when I came up with another idea of having some type of wrist gauntlet that we can have different types of equipment that the players can use. Now, I wanted to maximize what the players can do in the game utilizing weaponry and equipment. So the players will be able to carry 3 weapons, each weapon has a secondary fire, and players will also be able to carry one type of grenade of their choice. They will also be able to place equipment down, which is usually to support the team. Something like an ammo crate, sentry gun, or drop shield are just a few examples. Players will also be equipped with some sort of wrist weapon. Much like the Mandalorians in Star Wars, this can range from wrist rockets to flamethrowers. I also have a plan to have a shield similar to the Jacko in Halo. I think this is a solid base and offers a lot for the players to be able to create fun loadouts with. However, I needed to get started making these mechanics, so that brings me to the wrist rockets. The first wrist weapon I made is very similar to the whistling birds from the Mandalorian. It fires a barrage of small micro missiles with homing capabilities. Once in range of an enemy, they will try to hit them dead on. This was very fun to use and made me really excited to get started on the next wrist weapons. Moving on, I also improved the loot crates. I added in a new credit model along with UI elements to indicate when an item is picked up. I still have to create a shop where players can buy new weapons and equipment using the credits, but I feel like it's more important to get those weapons and equipment in the game first. I also want to thank you all for 500 subs. It means a lot to see the channel growing, and I'm excited to see what happens this year. This year I plan to get more content out and do more to build the channel and community. Lastly, I am working on a music manager that would change the ambient music to combat music depending on the situation. I'm still debating what type of music I want to have in the game, but leave your thoughts in the comments. What do you think would fit best for the game? Thank you all for watching Devlog 9. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and you can check out more videos like this on my channel. See you all next time.